Drew, who's more legit, the 4th seed or the 5th seed? We're looking at the East and the West. So 4th seed and the 5th seed currently right now as of Thursday, March 27th at 4. The 4th seed on the West is the Clippers, and the 5th seed in the West is the Pelicans. Who do we believe in more? Who's more legit? The Pelicans with the limited amount of playoff success, or the Clippers with the questions around health and the inconsistent play that we've seen in the past month?
Pelicans.
Who's more legit?
Pelicans are way more legit. Pelicans are a threat. Pelicans are a serious threat in the West right now. Brandon Ingram, if you're unfamiliar with him because he's been on the Pelicans, I promise you, you're gonna be surprised this year seeing him in the playoffs. Zion is Zion. Yes. I'm not a big Zion guy. Full stop on that. I'm not a big Zion guy. CJ McCollum, love him. That is a talented ass team. They play great defense. They're very exciting. Completely opposite of the Suns and the Clippers. You turn on a Pelicans game and you're going to be entertained. They're legit.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's really close. I have no faith in Paul George. I have no faith in Russell Westbrook. I have no faith in Russell Westbrook. I have no faith in, I'm thinking of Kawhi Leonard. I have no faith in any of those guys to show up at this point. Kawhi, man, I hate Kawhi Leonard. I'll put that out on the podcast. The way he left the Spurs, the way he was in Toronto, and now his whole camp and how he dictates when he's going to play and all. I hate everything about it. So congratulations, you got a lot of money. You want a chip. Good for you. Whatever. The Pelicans, very exciting team to watch, and they got legit players that can drop 30 in your Brandon Ingram can catch fire. And when he catches fire, you cannot guard him. He will put you in the post. He will kill you from mid-range. He'll make his jumpers. CJ McCollum can go nuclear. And on the best day, when Zion's at his best day, he's pretty bowling ball unstoppable down there. And the thing about it is when the one thing to keep your eyes on with the Pelicans is the physicality ramps up in the playoffs, but CJ McCollum's been there. He knows what that's all about. Brandon Ingram is a really skilled cerebral player. It just depends if Zion can play with the physicality. So the Pelicans are legit. I think there's some more pretenders at the top of the conference, to be honest with you, before the Pelicans are pretenders. So sorry, Clippers fans. I don't think anyone's disagreeing with me on this one, except for Clippers fans.
I mean, honestly, you look at the roster and it's not just names, but it's maybe names you're unfamiliar with who are first team all defense type guys. We're looking at Zion, who's playing incredibly well since the All-Star break. CJ McCollum, who's leading the league in 3-point percentage, obviously with a certain minimum amount of 3-pointers scored. You have Herb Jones. That's he's like a first team all pro or all defensive guy this year. Dyson Daniels, Brandon Ingram, Jose Alvarado, Jonas Valanciunas, Larry Nance Jr. plays a good, solid role. Trey Murphy is a great wing off of the bench. You could just keep going a little bit further down there. But we're talking about a team that's really put it together. And if you want to see more about the Pelicans, just click on last week. We talk about the Nuggets and the Pelicans in a combo video. Go check it out. Singing the Pelicans' high praises even further, obviously, this week than last week. But it just continues on. Huge believer in the Pelicans. I'm going to keep a very close eye on them, and we're going to have a lot of coverage throughout the playoffs, obviously for the NBA, but I really want them to at least win a series. And if it's against the Clippers, I think I want to bookend it almost at that point because obviously we'll have predictions. Now, on the East side, we have the Knicks and the Magic. Who's more legit, the Knicks or the Magic right now?
It's such a tough one.
This is a harder one.
You know why this is tough? Because I think the answer is probably pretty obvious, but I love what the Magic are doing this year. I love that they get contributions from all the pieces. I love that they, Banchero, and the way their young guys are stepping up and playing is super, super awesome. They've had some really big wins this year, but man, Jalen Brunson, I just think is just next level amazing. Like the physicality he brings to his play. Dante lighting it up recently. He had a career night the other. Did you lose me?
No, you're good.
Okay. Dante DiVincenzo had a career night the other night. I think the Knicks. I think New York is screaming because, the Brooklyn Nets are useless. I think New York is screaming for some success in the playoffs, and I think the Knicks are poised to do that. But
Yeah.
To be honest with you, if we're setting it up, if we're talking about these, the fourth and fifth is always supposed to be a really good playoff matchup. Hence,
Yeah.
it's literally the two seeds closest to each other. I'm not all that excited. And again, we won't but do a prediction. I don't think a Pelicans Clippers series is all that competitive. But the Knicks versus Magic, like, I just think at the end of the day, Brunson and his physicality would win out in that series. But um, I wouldn't be disappointed either way. I love when the new teams burst on the scene, especially the Magic. They've done it the right way through building their team the right
Yeah.
way. It's just, and again, I know this doesn't factor in on who the best teams are and who may win every year, but enjoyable basketball. Turn the Magic on, it's fun to watch. You turn the Knicks on, it's fun to watch. And I'm here for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I agree. Let me say this. If OG Anunoby is playing, it's the Knicks. If he's not playing, I say it's the Magic.
And you're
The
probably
Magic
correct.
and dude, that Knicks team is so good with him on the court. It's
Yep.
so good. He's such that trade, that's an A+ trade for New York in the short amount of time that we've seen him on the court with everybody else. I really, just like you said, I like how Orlando's been building the team. I think their coach has a good consideration for coach of the year. He's not going to win it, obviously. But I think there's some consideration there, some nomination that could be thrown out there for the coach of the Magic, because of the way that everything's being thrown together. The defense that's being played, they're like the number one defense in the league since All-Star break.
Yep.
Incredibly competitive. I'm a huge Jalen Suggs guy. I think he brings a certain type of energy that I think Draymond wish he could be. He's a less violent Draymond. He brings the energy and the passion to that organization and to the court. He's super frustrating because when you're watching him, like, God damn it, dude, he's getting in the players' heads. He's all up in everybody's faces. He's hyping up the crowd. He turns to the crowd after a play. He's hyping them up. He wants them involved. And that Orlando Magic organization and their fans are super passionate and they're super dedicated. I'd like to see them get a win in the playoffs, win a series, and especially against the Knicks because, fuck New York. But I love to see it happen because I think it'd be really exciting for the fans. And I don't know if you've ever been on the Orlando Magic TikTok before, but they're pretty hysterical. I don't know if you've ever heard their song before. Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. You never heard their song before?
Mm-mm.
No, you should go check it out. Every time they win, they'll put they'll put like these random videos in this Orlando Magic theme song that they have, and they'll compilation everything, all this shit up together. It's so random. Their social media team is pretty awesome. So shout out. Yeah. So I again, with OG, it's New York. Without OG, it's Orlando.